Lesson 94. I am as God created me. Welcome to the Qigong support for A Course in Miracles students. I am Judith and you are at the Lucid Mind Center. How it works is this. First we're going to read the Course in Miracles lesson together and we're going to contemplate it. And at the end I will invite you to a Qigong class which is specifically designed for this particular lesson, which is going to help you anchor the lesson better in your awareness, in today's memory, and it's also going to help you understand it better, what this lesson experientially actually feel what this lesson is trying to say. Well, that is the aim of the Qigong class. Before we start reading the lesson, please do me a favor and subscribe to my channel, because it's going to help that other Course in Miracles students can find me, find us, find our community. And also at the end of the class and at the end of this particular reading, let me know how long you've been with A Course in Miracles, where you're watching from, and at the end of the Qigong class, let me know what kind of sensations did that actually awaken in you. This will help me improve the classes and improve my readings and improve all my future video which I am planning to do for A Course in Miracles students. Let's begin. Lesson 94. I am as God created me. Today we continue with the one idea which brings complete salvation. The one statement which makes all forms of temptation powerless. The one thought which renders the ego silent and entirely undone. You are as God created you. The sounds of this world are still. The sights of this world disappear, and all the thoughts that this world ever held are wiped away forever by this one idea. Here is salvation accomplished. Here is sanity restored. I am as God created me. You are as God created you. True light is strength, and strength is sinlessness. Remember, light and strength are one. We did that 3 lessons ago. If you remain as God created you, you must be strong, and light must be in you. It's only a question of remembering it. It's not even about a question of finding it. It's a question of remembering what this light actually is in you. And it does not mean that it's a light which you think, which is a projection of the way we are seeing light with our eyes. It is the light, it's the strength, it's the awareness that you are way more than what you are allowing yourself to believe. True light is strength, and strength is sinlessness. Strength is sinlessness. If you remain as God created you, you must be strong, and light must be in you. He who ensured your sinlessness must be the guarantee of strength and light as well. You are as God created you. Darkness cannot obscure the glory of the Son of God. Let me repeat this. Darkness cannot obscure the glory of the Son of God. You stand in light, strong in the sinlessness in which you were created and in which you will remain throughout eternity. Today we will again devote the first 5 minutes of each waking hour to the attempt to feel the truth in you. Begin these times of searching with these words. I am as God created me. I am His Son eternally. Let me repeat this. I am as God created me. Say it with me. I am as God created me. I am His Son eternally. Say it out loud. I am His Son eternally. So if you've got a problem with the word God, and you've got a problem with the word His Son, then you can say, I am as love created me, and I its child eternally. I am its creation eternally. It is very important that the meaning of this sentence sinks in. It is not helpful if you are rejecting out of these, 10 words, if you're rejecting 3 of them. It's very important that you understand the meaning. It's not about the words. Words are symbols of symbols and twice removed of reality. These are just words. It's about the meaning, that you are as God created you. You are as the love or the universal power or the universal intelligence or whatever word you would like to use. You are as this immense power has created you, and you have it within you. And therefore you are its creation eternally. You see? You have been created by this immense power, so therefore you are the child of this immense power forever. Nothing can change. Only appearances can change. Okay? So here again, you're supposed to do this for the first 5 minutes of every hour. Like I said, you write it down, write these 2 phrases down, become aware of what does this actually mean, those 2 phrases, and then contemplate this for 5 minutes. Like I've said yesterday already, go for a walk. If you're sitting in an office, maybe you can escape to the toilet, and on the walk contemplate what this actually means. Or if you're in a meeting, you maybe, when somebody else is talking and it's not concerning your particular department, you can repeat it then. Or if you're watching TV, you can, or your video, you can pause it a moment and just take those 5 minutes for you, where you're remembering that you are as God created you, and also that you are His son, His child, its child eternally. Okay? Now try to reach the Son of God in you. When you're doing those 5-minute contemplation, try to reach this light within you. It's within you. And in the Qigong class, we are going to go to feel this particular awareness within ourselves. This is the self that never sinned nor made an image to replace reality. That self cannot sin, and that's what you are. And all those silly things, some of it really great atrocities, what we're doing in this world, they are just madness. We are just like, it's like children play. We are just crazy, killing each other and doing atrocities to each other's bodies actually. And once you remember who you truly are, then it's easier to overlook. Then you just automatically overlook it and you say, this is child's play, everybody's crazy. Because of their egos. This is egos attacking egos. And you just want to stand above this and say, okay, wait a minute, I don't want to be the ego. I am as my creator created me. I am its child. I am the light of the world. Okay? This is the self that never sinned nor made an image to replace reality. This is the self which never left its home in God to walk the world uncertainly. This is the self which knows no fear nor could conceive of loss or suffering or death. Nothing is required of you to reach this goal except to lay all idols and self-made images aside. Go past the long list of attributes, both good and bad, you have ascribed to yourself, and wait in silent expectancy for the truth. God has Himself promised that it will be revealed to all who ask for it. You are asking now. You cannot fail because He cannot fail. If you do not meet the requirement of practicing for the first 5 minutes of every hour, at least remind yourself hourly. Therefore, write it down on a piece of paper. I have done it. It's hanging here in front of me. I am as God created me. I am His son eternally. Tell yourself frequently today that you are as God created you, and be sure to respond to anyone who seems to irritate you with these words. And this is, like I said yesterday, this is a very important tool. You are as God created you. You are His son eternally. So even if it's a woman you're talking with, then you can say this to them. You are as God created you. You are His son eternally. You are, as love created you, you are its child eternally. You see? And like I would like to point out to you, especially if you're the first time doing this class with me, doing this reading with me, for some of us, it's easier to see the light within others because we despise ourselves. We are so attached to the ego that we so despise ourselves truly. We think we are the worst of the worst. And it's easier for us to see the light in somebody else. But I want to remind you, if you see the light in somebody else, remember that we are all the same in this way. So if there's light in the other, there is light in you. We have a tendency to put people on a pedestal and saying, oh, they are so great, but I am really bad. No, if that person is great, so are you. If you can see the light within them, then this exact light is within you. Whatever another person can do, you can do too. There is nothing which is not available to you, and especially the things which are meaningful. You see, yes, maybe some people have got a function they can climb the Mount Everest and you cannot, but that is just things of this world. That is meaningless. Meaningful is this person can remember that the light is within them. So if that person can remember that, then so can you. You see, it's only the things which are really eternal and which can be shared, which every person can do, which are meaningful. If there is anything which only this person can do and another one cannot, then this is actually an ego trait. Then it's not a divine trait. You have got those gurus and other kind of priests and things where they are saying, well, it's me, I can do it, so therefore you have to all look up to me, you have to be in awe of what I can do. No, this is no leader. That one you can turn away straight away and say, this one is not for me. The leader which you want to follow, this is how I'm looking at it, the leaders which I'm following, they have to be able to transmit to me that whatever they are doing, I am doing. And you can also see it to the ones which are really big, like in our days, like Sadhguru, for example. This is what they're transmitting all the time. They're constantly saying that what I can do, you can do too. It's just the reason I'm doing this is because I have found it and I want to help you that you find it. It's a different way. It's not, of course, a miracle way, but really the content he is sharing is the same. And you can find these kind of people in Qigong, you can find those people in yoga, and you can find those people in business. You can see that there's a great leader in a CEO of a company who understands this particular principle. And then you have got the other ones who are so caught up in ego that they cannot transmit it, that they want it all for themselves. But our job is to remember that we are as God created us, and that if we are as God created us, so are they. So is every other person we are looking at. And if we can see the light in them and not in us, then we have to remember, well, if he is the light, well, then I must be too. You see? Let me read the last paragraph again. Tell yourself frequently today that you are as God created you, and be sure to respond to anyone who seems to irritate you with these words. You are as God created you. You are his son eternally. Make every effort to do the hourly exercises today. Each one you do will be a giant stride toward your release and a milestone in learning the thought system which this course sets forth. And for some reason, you have decided to do this course. There must have been a decision, a choice, where you said there must be a better way of living this life. There must be a better way of looking at this particular situation. There might be all kinds of triggers which got you to that particular conclusion. But when you reach this conclusion and the course was meant to you, the course came to you. And it's almost like a genie in the bottle. It's like there's all different kind of situations which had to do, like rubbing the genie, and then you said, okay, I need to look at this in a different way. There must be a better way of looking at it. And then suddenly, magically, the course came into your hands. And it takes many of us in this world. It takes many teachers to light up the world. And the Course in Miracles is teaching us how to become teachers, because we are teaching all the time. With every choice you are making, you're teaching others, whether to empower the ego or whether to empower the Son of God. And therefore, choose wisely. The Qigong class I have created for this, I have created for lesson 93 and 94. So for yesterday's lesson and for today's lesson, means you're going to repeat the same Qigong class as you did yesterday. I will prompt you in the class to remember your lesson. And I will also remind you to listen to your higher self, because at the end of the day, it's your higher self, or your Holy Spirit, or your Christ consciousness knows how to translate the knowledge into the words which you understand, because we are so attached to those words still. So your higher self or your higher consciousness will find the right words and the right pictures and images to translate this to you. And the Qigong is like a tool which is going to get us into a meditative state, but alert enough that we are consciously going to be able to receive what our higher consciousness actually wants us to receive, our higher self, our true self, really, which we are trying to find in this jungle of mad ego ideas. So let's move some Qi together. You have got this particular class which I have designed specifically for this lesson. Then you have got here different Qigong classes which you can use for any kind of lessons if you prefer to do a different kind of Qigong class, but specific for A Course in Miracles. And here you have got the playlist for all the Course in Miracle lessons. Enjoy and let me know at the end how it went for you.